I said at the beginning of this interview that I decided 35 years ago when I started sorting this sort of thing out, that what I was going to do, I was going to try to live my life in a particular way. And that way was, I wasn't going to use my language to try to get what I wanted, because maybe I didn't know what I wanted. Maybe I was wrong about that. But what I was going to do instead was tell the truth as clearly as I possibly could and see what happens. That's how you should live. You abandon everything else. You abandon everything but the truth. And you say, I'm going to formulate my words as carefully as I possibly can. I'm going to speak my own fundamental truth, and I'm going to let the world unfold around me however it will, on the assumption that that's the best possible outcome, no matter how it looks to me. And one of the things I've learned, and you should listen to this because it's the truth, the worst thing that you can do to someone is to lie to them. You don't lie to people. You don't lie to yourself, because it warps you. It warps the structure of reality itself. And you don't want to do that, because it'll kick back and take you out. You get flooded in your life. You get flooded when things turn upside down on you, and the tricks that you're playing on everyone stop working, and you end up flooded. You end up in the underworld where you're suffering, and sometimes you even end up in hell. And you get there by lying. It's a very bad idea. I want to get my arguments in order and state them clearly. And you guys can decide for yourself what you want to believe. I'm just telling you what I learned. And if you think I'm wrong and you've got a good argument, you can tell me that I've done something that I shouldn't have done so that I can adjust it. It's like, that makes you my friend. So you have to speak the truth and listen to the people that are criticizing you, so that you can improve the manner in which you're formulating your arguments. And that's the way to live. And look, here's why. Like, as the religious sages have insisted throughout the ages, life is suffering. There's no way around it, because human beings are limited and vulnerable, and the universe is a very large place. You're destined to suffer. And so then you might say, well, what defenses do you have against that? And one is the armor of ideology and rightness. But the other is the shield of truth, just like in Sleeping Beauty, when the prince goes off to have combat with the dragon. And truth elevates your life and enriches it. And so start with the assumption that many of the things that you say and think aren't yours, and that you don't believe them. They're just things that you've picked up for one reason or another as you've walked through life, and you brandish them like markers of your status. But they're not really you, because what's really you is hard to figure out. So you have to start from that assumption. Then start listening to what you say and feeling what you say as well. And here's the rule. It's a very simple thing to try. Pay attention to whether what you're saying makes you feel stronger or weaker. If it makes you feel stronger, then you can keep saying it. But if it makes you feel weaker, then you should stop saying it. Stop saying it right away. And see if you can reformulate your words so that when you restate them, that feeling of integrity and strength reappears. And you can feel it really down the middle of your body. And because what happens if you're saying something that is untrue is that you dissociate to some degree, because part of you agrees with it and part of you doesn't. It's like you're splitting your psyche.
Like a cognitive dissonance.
It's cognitive, yes, it's very much like cognitive dissonance. And so, but if you pay very close attention to what you say, you can feel yourself coming into alignment if you get the words right. And then when you're in alignment like that, you're centered in your being. And the thing about being centered in your being is that if you're centered in your being, you can withstand suffering without becoming corrupted. And that's what people want when people say they want a meaningful life. That's what they mean. They mean, I want to be somewhere where I can stand powerfully and withstand the onslaught of life with its deaths and its tragedies and all of the things that are associated with it. And you can learn to speak from the bottom of your soul. And if you do that, there's nothing better than that.